What's going on, guys? Welcome to Cruising with Kevin. Today I'm going to be talking about how I just hit 1,000 subscribers here. Pretty excited about that, and I'll show you a few of the things that we got going on here.
You gotta hold on.
All right, let's show you guys what's happening here. I don't know if you can see this very good, but the whole clutch compressor pretty much blew apart. It must be leaking to some extent because you can see it's kind of hard to see there, but all the way up there, it's like just covered in Freon. So I guess that's empty right now. You can see it there in front of my flashlight along the edge there. So I cut the belt because it looked like it was going to blow apart and probably jump the belt and jump my other belt. So instead of taking that chance, I don't have any real tools with me this time. Like, man, just one problem after another here. So anyways, that's what's going on with that.
Okay, so this is hard to see because it's been a continuous problem, but so the first, I had the one misfire there that I just kind of showed you guys. I changed the plug wire, and it looked like the inside of the plug wire was kind of gone on the one. So that was cylinder, I think it was cylinder 2 that happened first. Then, not too long after that, cylinder 4. So yeah, the cylinder 4 thing kind of happened there, and it was misfiring on that one. And it's not like it just throws the code, it's actually misfiring like to the point where it'll be getting like 4 miles per gallon, barely running, backfiring, coughing, whatever. So I stopped, and then I changed that plug wire. So I had pretty much a full set. I think I had 7 out of 8 because I think one burnt from the last set of exhaust there. And so I just bought a new set, and I've had them with me ever since. I think that's what happened. So after I did that, then I started getting, so I think it was 2, I think it went 2 and then 6 and then 4, or whatever order it was, doesn't really matter. So that all kind of happened, and then I ended up changing the plug wire. I think it was on, yeah, it was 4 the other day again. And so after 4 started misfiring and I changed the wire, it didn't go away. Like, it just kept happening, and it was like almost undrivable. So I stopped at a little small town in Texas there, and I picked up 2 spark plugs, and I changed that one spark plug. When I pulled it out, there was nothing left of the electrode. It was like just like toast. So I changed the one, and then it's been okay since then. I put about another, I don't know, put quite a few miles on this week here, probably a few thousand anyways or whatever. So I think maybe it just needs plugs, which is kind of strange. It's a whole nother thing in itself. But so I did buy 8. I went and grabbed back inside, and I grabbed the rest. I just never put them all in that day. I just wanted to kind of see, but seems like it's kind of running normal-ish again. I met a fellow there that told me he was having the same issues with his truck, with the whole kind of running weird and all this stuff, and that was after the cats were kind of cut out of it. and he put a new system back in and it seemed to be okay. So anyways, that's kind of that truck right now. That's my daily driver. So I'll kind of go to what we got going on for just around the yard here. All right, guys, so I'm just clearing up a little snow here today, having a little snow day with the kids and just doing some odds and ends. I've been on the road the last week here. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so just kind of wrapping up some odds and ends things. But I just wanted to talk to everybody about just doesn't seem like a big milestone for certain people, maybe if it came easier than others, but to get to 1,000 subscribers for me was a pretty big deal. I don't know where this is all going to kind of lead me in the future. It's just been kind of a fun little thing that I've been doing. It's a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, you know, when I'm doing like a full-time job and then some, plus renovating a house and family things and all that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty big commitment to put a video a week out. So kind of a little bit of the back history. If you're new to my channel here, hit me up in the comments if you are new to my channel here, because I've got a lot of new subscribers lately. But the bulk of my channel, I just kind of do just car stuff or whatever. If you looked back about 3 months ago, you would have seen that I started doing a Monday and Tuesday video. And the reason I was doing that was for watch hours, because I was trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So once I hit that, I actually locked those videos because I think it was confusing the algorithm a little bit. And so basically those were just travel type videos, and we're going to start moving those over to our second channel. We have a Cruising with Kevin and Jennifer channel. I'll start moving those over there, but it just seemed like that was kind of turning into like people would look at mine and it just looked cluttered. So I just kind of wanted to be more automotive. But I mean, I'll do newer stuff, older stuff, whatever. I prefer classic cars, but I mean, I'll do whatever. You guys have seen lots of different random things on my channel, just kind of whatever I'm working on that week. So it's kind of just my life, right? So you can hear my kids screaming in the background. I made them a little pile of snow there, and they're ripping on their sleds there. So I went to a lot of events this year: duct tape drags, hot rod garage day. I've been in a bunch of people's different videos. Dalton from Pole Barn Garage, I dropped off his car. I was just in a brief little thing there. He gave me a little shout out. Appreciate that. He had his car stored at the Travis B's place on YouTube here. Travis is a really super nice guy. I mean, like, watch his videos. He's got super interesting things there too. He's a pretty, like, a younger guy, but he's got some cool will it run type things. So in many ways I kind of met him. He's a really nice guy. I was in the opening intros of the one of David Freiberger's recent videos up for the duct tape drags there. Yeah, I mean, I've met Derek from Vice Grip Garage a couple times now. The one guy that's kind of been really good to me, actually, just seems like a really good guy, and he actually helped me with some things, thinking about different ways to do things that I feel like is kind of, and I haven't implemented this yet because I haven't really started buying cars. I guess I'll talk about that a little at first here. The reason I haven't gone real crazy just buying a bunch of cars to just kind of fix and resell and whatever, I didn't want to waste my momentum before I got monetized. So like, you need 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, and you get monetized, right? So I didn't want to have a 1 million view video or something like that and then not be monetized. I know it would help you to get to that point, but I just felt like I have all these other things that I'm doing anyways. I might as well just do those, and then you can kind of see. And then as I go on, I'll change it up and mix it up and buy some cars. So, but that was that. But when I was talking to Buff, so Buff from Buff's Garage there, he told me, he's like, what I have been doing, and I never really thought about this before, but he's like, if you can buy a complete car, it's a way better scenario. And I didn't really think of that before. I used to look at a lot of rollers and things like that, because what I would be thinking in my head was, well, if I go to my garage right now, I've got a turbo 350 transmission, I've got a 350 engine sitting around, I could just throw that in a roller and way to go. But, then I got thinking about it after we were talking there, it does make a lot of sense. Like, you think if you were to buy a roller versus a complete other car that's already got an engine that you could possibly get running, it's already got the transmission that's probably working or whatever, especially if it was running when parked like a lot of these cars were, you don't have to buy all that extra stuff. So you got an engine and a transmission that's probably going to run, but then you don't have to deal with the other things like buying a radiator, buying freaking carburetor, buying like a lot of that stuff you might be able to reuse. So, and all of those little things, if you're going to do this, and you know, automotive channels take a lot of money because you're buying the cars and the parts and all this stuff. So it's not just like a channel where you're talking about things. It takes a lot more money to do it. A lot of this stuff I do anyway, so I mean, I would have just been doing it. I actually, to be honest, I do less now than I ever have, just because I just haven't had the time like I used to. But you know, so that I give him credit for kind of getting me thinking about that, because you know, like buying a complete car like that makes a lot more sense. So I've really thought about that. So when I'm looking at cars now, for the most part, not saying I wouldn't buy one that was complete, but I think that's a smart way to do it though. So thanks to Buff for that. I talked to him quite a bit. He's a super nice guy. I mean, just like I said, check out his channel. He's got a lot of cool things sort of over there. He's been like a awesome guy to talk to and everything like that. He's just a normal guy. He doesn't live too far from me. We've actually been talking about doing something together for a while now, but it's honestly been me. I just haven't had the time to. When I get home, I'm just like, get home and then I'm back to work again. So it's been pretty busy, or else I'm working on junk that's broken here. So, so yeah, that's where we're at with that. But there's been, like I said, there's been some people here that have been really, you know, just really valuable advice-wise and things like that. Travis was another guy that he gave me some pretty good advice. Same with Dalton. I mean, all these guys are just, you know, they're pretty decent guys, and it's nice that I've been able to just kind of connect with some of these guys that are closer to me. Like I said, I'd really like to do something with Buff because he's fairly close, within a couple hours of me here. I know there's been a lot of others. I just, man, I've been in, if you look back, I was in TC Fine's video. I was like, and I've met a bunch of those guys now, and they're like, most of them are just super good guys. But so anyways, that's kind of like the ramble about that or whatever. What I want to kind of do going forward this year is I would like to just, like I said, start buying some actual cars that I didn't really ever think I would own, because I think they're unique. It's things of my youth maybe that I would have thought like, I will never own one of those or something, but maybe that are just like train wrecks, right? So I don't have, like, I think that's the thing with like doing YouTube like this. And I don't know if I need to necessarily put a video a week out. That's just kind of what I've always done for the watch hours and things. But maybe, you know, maybe that would change in the future. It's kind of a balancing act of doing this and then trying to do, you know, like actual life too. So if this was my full-time gig, then of course, then I could definitely, I mean, I'd be cranking content out every week or whatever. But, you know, if you get into a full car project where you want to paint it and you want to do the interior and you want to fix everything and get it running and stuff, generally speaking, you can't usually do that in a week. But, you know, so depending on kind of what kind of starting point. And that's why I say too, like, I really enjoy vehicles that I can just basically get in and drive, because then you don't have to, you know, even if it needs some work mechanically to get it running or whatever, cool. But I personally I like just kind of will it run type stuff, get it running, drive, cruise it around, bag it a little bit, and then kind of move on to the next one. So it's a lot of, like I said, a lot of cars that I have in my head, or projects that I think would be cool to do. I've already kind of got some ideas for duct tape drags for this year and things like that. So we'll kind of see moving forward what I kind of do there. But yeah, so, but I just really wanted to kind of talk about it and just appreciate all the support from everybody. Haven't really met anybody that's been you know, been in this kind of world that's been not a pretty good guy. So it's been pretty nice to meet a lot of these people and see that they actually, you know, appreciate and respect others in, you know, the same space, or just people in general or whatever. So, but get to showing you kind of what we got going on for projects here. There's a lot right now, and yeah, so I guess I think I'm just about wrapped up my snow removal here for now. It's melting pretty good today, so hopefully a solid day of this melting down and it'll get rid of all the snow. It's supposed to snow again next week, so we'll see what happens here. Okay guys, you saw there, I was gone for exactly a week. I left from Sunday to Sunday. I wasn't back since. So in the meantime, we got about 7 or 8 inches of snow here. Most of it's gone now, but you saw me plowing it. I mean, there's still a fair bit laying around here, especially in the shaded areas. But just figured I'd clear some of that out. But I wanted to show you guys just for kind of the start of 2025 where I'm at with vehicles here. what kind of the plan is moving forward with them all. So I'll give you a quick update of them all, starting with this one. This is my son's 1976 C10 square body. It is a one owner truck from Saskatchewan, Canada. We brought it over. It had like 62,000, I think, original miles on it. You saw us, we put the dual 3-inch exhaust on it, the purple hornies, 400 small block in it, and a few things like that. And basically, yeah, we've been having issues with trying to figure out the valve train. It's like it collapsed some lifters, so I think it's going to need lifters, so we never really got to drive it. So that's kind of what's on the agenda for that one. Okay, so I have this truck as well. This is a 2000, I think it's 2001 or 2 Duramax there. You guys saw it in some previous videos. It left us stranded this summer. This truck's had like $30,000 spent on it, like in the last 2 years, like $13,000 for an engine, whole bunch of front end work, like injectors. I mean, like everything that you could possibly imagine. It's only a 2-wheel drive truck, so you can kind of figure out how the math adds up there. It's everything. So I think it needs an injection pump. I towed it home after that happened, and I haven't looked at it since because I just ended up buying another truck and whatever. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with this thing. I would rather just sell it how it is and let somebody else. If I was hoping somebody would have like a parts engine and they could just throw the injection pump in off of it, because I think it'll be a really good truck with that. So yeah, I mean, it's got some more miles on it, but I mean, the engine's only got, I think, 40,000 now, and the bulk of that was like from me over the course of a few months there. So yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty decent truck here. Like I say, body wise and everything is pretty rust free. I don't know if I want to open it here, but like I said, it's a little, needs a little maybe interior work. It's pretty minor though. It's just got maybe a little tear on the bolster or whatever, but nothing too serious. It's like, it's not mint condition for sure, but like it would be a good work truck, daily driver for somebody. So I think I had it advertised for like $5,500, and I paid like 85 or something for it, I think. So I mean, like I said, I mean, the biggest problem for me with something like this is I feel like I could fix it, but I don't have a shop. And so my garage, really, it's only the one space because we got other junk in there. And so what I want to be doing is like tearing it down and then just kind of have it like halfway through as I have time, but because I just wouldn't have enough time to do it. Sometimes I only have, you know, half a day to work on something. Well, I don't want to like pull my Camaro out to be sitting getting buried in snow while this thing's in there for months at a time or something stupid like that, because I don't get at it or whatever, even weeks for that matter. So that's that one. So let's go to the next vehicle here. I don't know if I ever really showed anybody this, but this is our fifth wheel here. So when we came down here from Canada, and most people don't really know this story, but we came down here from Canada a few years back now. We lived in this full time with our family. So we have 4 kids. We have 5 actually, but 4 were with us. And we lived in that thing full time, just on the road. We had traveled all over Canada and the US. We pulled it behind a half ton. It's 36 foot, lightweight, pulls super good. It's got quad front bunks, whatever. And we haven't really, I mean, we used it once last year. We went to the Faster Horses Festival in Michigan there. And that was it. And the year before, I think we went to Utah with it. So, I mean, it doesn't really get used enough to warrant keeping it, honestly, but it's an awesome camper. So I hate seeing it sit around, so I might sell that thing yet. But that's, like I said, I don't know if I've ever shown anybody that, but like, it's a triple slide camper. It's got opposing slides right here where the kitchen is. It's got a like a fridge slide, a kitchen slide, all that stuff out there too. So there's a ton of room in it, but super lightweight. Like I said, we pulled it around between around with a 2020 Duramax half ton. So, and it pulled like a dream. But that's not a project. It's just something that's just not getting used right now. All right, if you guys have been watching my videos, you recognize this thing. It is a 1997 Chevy Silverado 2500. It is a 350 with a, I guess it'd be a 4L80 transmission, 2-wheel drive. I actually really like this truck. It's either going to need head gaskets or an intake gasket. I know intake gaskets on these things are super common, but I towed, you guys saw that in my other video there, towed my Duramax truck home with this thing. I paid $1,500 for it, and then I used it for a while after that, but it was kind of losing antifreeze a little bit, and I think it's starting to foul out the O2s a little bit. So it's definitely going out the exhaust, and I knew that when I bought it, but So like I said, that's why I paid $1,500 for it. I actually bought rockers. It needs rockers and the driver's door and cab corners. So that's actually not that big of a deal for us. We've done quite a few of them. I'm not an expert by any means, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But again, here we are, wintertime. You can see all the snow. It's cold. And it doesn't last that long. It's pretty much just January around where I live here. So by February, it'll be warming back up. But another one of those that I want to tear apart to like have it kind of half torn apart and then be an issue. So I don't know, like, to be honest, it would be money involved, but this would be a super cool truck to build into like some sort of like a drag truck or something, because it's 2-wheel drive, 4L80, has a 14-bolt rear. So I mean, it's got a lot of the things that would cost a lot of money to buy already in it. So I mean, if you did like a turbo LS or something in it, it would be pretty cheap. Or I think something like a Gen 6 454 with maybe some better heads and a cam on it would be pretty cool too, something like that. But I don't know, you guys maybe tell me what you think. Like I said, I was almost just going to push it down the road just because I would rather invest the money into something else that I could have sort of driving right now more, but I don't mind to keep it and do some stuff with it. So you guys tell me what you're thinking on this. But like I said, I think it's a cool truck. I actually don't even hate the wheels. My son doesn't like them, but I actually don't even hate these. I'm not usually like a bigger wheel guy, but they're okay. They need to be cleaned up, whatever. But so that's what that one's about. Okay, I think after last night, every single one of our vehicles here has been in a fender bender because my son slid his Buick into a tree last night and broke the grill. So anyways, looking at these pains me, but I had just bought this truck. Again, it was in another one of my videos there. I brought it home. I was planning on just kind of getting rid of my other truck and starting to use this one. And then, yeah, there was kind of a accident fender bender, and it's a long story, but I was in Memphis there and I hauled this truck home with that other truck that I just showed you there. So, but it's a 2013 Duramax. It actually has only like, which I don't know, only these days, but it's like 190,000-ish miles on or something, 4-wheel drive. It's a work truck trim, so it's just plain Jane or whatever, but it's got a slip tank in the back. I think 150 gallons fuel tank, which it doesn't have a pump or anything. It never did when I got it. There's a fuel or a toolbox in it as well. So I just checked into our insurance and we actually do have collision on it, and I wasn't going to go through insurance on it. I was just debating fixing it because like white parts and like I'm talking like used, if you were to get like white parts and like the same bumper and all that stuff, that's a pretty common truck, right? Because it's a work truck in that color. So I could have just got the parts and fixed it, and it probably wouldn't have been crazy. But then I got looking at it, it looks like it broke trashed the rad support, it broke the radiator. I think I'd mentioned that before. So it broke the radiator, and it looks like it did some frame damage. So I suspect this thing's going to be a write-off. So too bad, actually. This is, out of all the diesels I've had, this has actually been the best one as far as like fuel mileage and power and all that stuff. It was getting, you know, like 10 towing, whatever, which is way better than most of them. Like, and I'm talking, I didn't have to like drive conservative. I mean, I could drive the speed limit, not worry about it. But so yeah, I don't know, we'll kind of see, I guess, what happens. Like I said, I only had it for 3 weeks before that happened. So but that's kind of what's going on with this one. If that one gets written off, then I'll probably find something else to replace it. So we'll kind of see about that. So you guys saw this truck, I was just talking about it, 2015 Silverado 2500. It's just a daily driver, 4-wheel drive work beater. It's got 475,000 miles on it now, I think, climbing every time I use it. I do have the trailer that I use for just about everything. I'm probably going to trade that in. I try to trade my trailers in every year. I just don't like having issues with them. I found a dealer in Tennessee that has something. I want to get one a little bit bigger, maybe a 24-foot or something. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that ordeal there. But so you guys already would pretty much know the history of this one. Okay, so we do have the other vehicles that aren't here right now. My son's got a 2005 GMC, half-ton 2-wheel drive. Was a pretty nice truck. He got in a little bout with a tree there too, not too long ago. About a month ago, he dodged a deer and slid into the ditch, I guess, and caught an edge of a tree. So that one needs a little bit of paint work yet. Then my other son last night, he went to turn his car around. I don't know what he's doing, but he ended up sliding off through the ruts here. He slid into the ditch up the road from our place there and kind of broke his grill and beat up his front bumper a little bit. So that's that one. Then the other one that we have is my wife's daily driver. It's a 2011 Buick. It's a Regal, I guess. And yeah, it's actually a pretty decent car. We've taken it all over the country. We've had it to, I think we took it to California, to places like that. So yeah, it's been a pretty reliable vehicle for us. It's only got like 130,000 miles, which is kind of not too bad, but we'll get to the last one here. All right, it is chilly in the garage today. This garage door doesn't seal very good, and I don't have heat in here yet, but I actually have a gas line in the wall here, and I have a like a ventless fireplace that I want to put in here. If maybe I won't even need to because I'm busy with work right now, so don't even know if I'm gonna have much time to do anything. But you guys kind of saw this one, quite a few videos here. I'll kind of show you what the story with it is right now. Basically the car got assembled for, I guess the first thing was the duct tape drags. I LS swapped it for that. Did a super budget, which they didn't believe me, but I did. It was basically it was out of an express van, 6-liter that I bought off Marketplace, took a flyer on it, had a cam in it already, and it was a carb setup, basically came carb to pan. I got an upgraded MSD box for it because I wanted to run boost eventually. And I think the only other thing I did to it was put a oil drain cover on the front for a turbo kit. So basically the story with this one is I haven't really driven it that much. We started focusing on my son's truck after I got back there, and then we never really did get that one running right either. So all the time I kind of spent working on his exhaust there. I really should have been doing this car because I could drive it actually. So the two things this car really kind of needs right now to be able to be driven all the time, like our daily driver. Well, it doesn't have AC, so it's kind of like cooler weather type car. But what I kind of want to do to it is I'd like to tint it. I'd like to paint it, which again, summer thing in a shop is a problem for me. But yeah, so I'd like to tint it, paint it. The guy that I had sold it to briefly there, he left it outside, which it never had while I owned it, and it didn't have good door seals in it. And so the bottom and the insides of the doors are kind of starting to rust a little bit. So I don't know, I didn't really look at it super close to assess it, but hopefully I don't have to replace the doors because I didn't really want to do that. But yeah, so we put the cowl hood on it. The other thing is, I don't know why, that last race. So we put it together for the duct tape drags, went out there, raced, wasn't running right. Realized that the secondary is on the carb weren't opening, so I threw that Holley XP 750 on it, which is smaller. I had an 850 on it before, and it ran pretty solid there. Took it to the Hot Rod Garage Day in Famoso, California there. They were filming the Hot Rod Garage episode out there that day, but yeah, I met a lot of cool people out there. But anyway, so it ran like a 12.19 I think was the fastest, or 12.1 I think was the fastest of the day there. So but I couldn't figure it, for some reason it wasn't letting me load up any kind of timing table tunes, so there was that. And I was just exhausted. I hadn't slept for a couple weeks there, so I'd like to get that dialed in a little better. The other thing I just realized more recently here is this thing should make, I mean, without all the accessories, it's kind of with this combo, it should make about 550 horse. And so I just figured 500, that would be a safe bet. Well, the numbers aren't equating. It's missing about 70 horse on paper right now. I know there's a little fine tuning to do there because, so, you know, like it just, like I said, there's some timing and things like that, but that's not 70 horse. So I realized with this dual plane intake that's on it, it wasn't the one I thought it was. And that's leaving a lot on the table. So I know if I had, I had an L96 EFI intake laying around here before, that would have been probably a, you know, if I would have gone EFI, that's the best flowing one that's out there pretty much, short of like a fast or something. But I'm thinking of putting a single plane or possibly a split design dual plane. Cause some of those split design ones now, they're designed more for like direct port injection, but they flow really good, and you could use them in a carbureted application. So that's kind of one of the things. And the other problem is the alternator is not charging, and that started at the wire actually melted through for the alternator when we were out at the Hot Rod Garage Day there. So I was fumbling around, and then I just ended up just marretting it together or whatever quickly to get to the next round. And then, yeah, I just never really did anything with it after that. So, and then the exhaust, it's so loud. It just bleeds your ears when you drive it. So that's kind of like, I think kind of my goals for this year or whatever. I'm happy that it's just running and driving. I've kicked the idea around of, like just pulling the 6-liter out, putting it in something else and building like a 6.2 or something for it. Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty healthy right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. But the other thing is maybe instead of building exhaust for it, just throw the turbo kit. Like I said, I've got that. You can see it over the top of the totes there. It's a VS Racing 78, 76 turbo kit, I think it is. It's a next gen, so it's a one-piece body. They make good power. I mean, you could make, my goal kind of in my head was always that if I could make 1,000 horsepower with this thing, that would be pretty wild. Not that you'd ever need that. And I just don't know where I really want to go with the car. It's always been like, I always wanted to race it, but now I'm kind of like, should I just keep it as a driver? Kind of sucks that it doesn't have AC, and adding all that is kind of like an ordeal. But so I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this one, but I do want to get my son's truck running. That's his square body there. He's been wanting to drive it. It's been parked for over a year. So we finally got it running, and then the lifters were collapsed. It's kind of it was a heartbreaker, and he drove it. He drove it quite a ways like that, and something was wrong with the lifter or the rocker alignment. So now it's got like metal in the engine, and I'm just kind of worried about that now. So I'm not sure what we're going to do to deal with that one, but I don't know. So if anybody's got any ideas what to do there, the cam was already broken in, and we put the lifters back the same way. So I don't understand what the issue was, but yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of where we're at with everything. Yeah, but looking forward to this year. Like I said, getting to 1,000 subscribers for me is like, that was a big deal. And people don't understand, to put a video a week out, that it is a lot of work. Like, even like doing something like this, I mean, this will take up, the better part of a day just by the time you edit it and do all the things right and record it and whatever. So, but I do appreciate all the support. I'm super happy with where everything's been going here. Take my toque off here. Got a haircut, so a little slim, short haired here for the for the cool weather. But yeah, so pretty happy that everybody's giving me the support that I think my channel does. For a small channel, I think it does pretty well. I know there's a lot of people that they just, by word of mouth, by somebody else talking about them or whatever, they kind of get their little quick fame or whatever. But I've had to work for this, so there's a lot to be said for that. So anyways, guys, well, thanks for watching again. I appreciate, like as always, the support that everybody's been giving me. I'm really excited for this year. I got some good ideas to get some cool projects going here or whatever. And yeah, if you guys see anything that you guys want me to do, I like sometimes I just like getting ideas of what people's feedback is on what they think is cool right now. It's kind of, I guess the one thing with my channel is I'm not like a certain genre. Like, I'm not just doing old cars. I'm not just doing paint. I'm not just doing automotive repair. I'm not like to be honest, most of the time I actually prefer to be just driving. Actually, I'd rather just buy a car that's like something that I could take out and have some fun with and do some burnouts and go to some car events and things like that. That's actually more of what I like to do. But I don't mind to do some repairs or fixing or swaps or whatever. I kind of like it all. So, but like I said, appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching again. Make sure you like, subscribe, share me around on social media. Cruising with Kevin on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Happy New Year's to everybody. Thank you for watching again, and see if we can turn this thing up for the next year. I pushed up a pile for the kids, so they're out there on the little hill there. We don't have tons of snow left. I could have made it higher probably a few days ago, but I wasn't home, so Took the kids for a little cruise around on the on the tractor, pulling the hood that I pulled off my 2015 Silverado there. So that was kind of fun. But as John out there, he's going for a little rip on his sled there. It kind of made it. Our yard is pretty sloped. It's probably hard to see in the video here, but it's like pretty. It's pretty sloped down the hill there. So I made that pile and then I kind of backbladed it smooth so that it's got quite a bit of momentum going down the hill there. So anyway, just kind of having a bit of a snow day here. That was a good one.